Hey guys, so hey guys, so this video today is actually going to be about how to pick the best lash service for your client. So on this channel, my name is Galina. On this channel, we try our best to give you as much useful information that you can use as a lash artist, tips, tricks, different things that we have learned ourselves and we want to share with you. If you find this video helpful, please be sure to check out, first of all, our other videos and to subscribe to our channel. So how to pick the best lash service for your client. This is actually a really important topic. And I wanted to make this video for you guys because I actually had the experience myself of getting my lashes done just recently because I had a wedding coming up and I needed to get my lashes done. So my sister wasn't available to do them because she usually does my lashes, and so I went to another girl in town that I didn't know, and I just wanted to share my experience. So I arrived, and the first thing she said was, "Okay, lay down. Let me put your the patches on, and we'll start your service." At the end of the appointment, of course, I opened up my eyes and I didn't say anything, and I had a classic set on. So I actually wanted a volume set because I had a wedding coming up, like I mentioned, and I wanted something a little bit more dramatic, less natural. But the lash artist just assumed that maybe just because I was dressed like in gym clothes and like I kind of had my hair in a ponytail, that I wanted something more natural. I'm not sure why she assumed that. Maybe because it's less expensive. I actually don't know, but I know for sure that she offers volume as well because after when I looked on her page, I noticed that she had volume and mega volume sets. I didn't say anything, of course. I didn't want to make her feel bad, so I just went on with my day. It's not the end of the world. I would have preferred a volume set, of course. I'm fine with classic. I just like having my lashes done. But this brought up a very important question that got me thinking. It is extremely important to assess your client's expectations. So don't ever assume anything. Don't ever assume. So always take the time to actually evaluate their expectations. Just evaluate them. I'm gonna give you guys like a chart that you can follow. You're gonna see it on the left, and you're gonna be able to follow it and actually decide based on their answers. You're gonna ask them questions, and based on their answers, you're gonna be able to determine which lash service would be more suitable for them. So always take the time to evaluate your client. This will ensure that you meet your client's expectations and will increase dramatically your chance of retaining your client and having your clients become your permanent clients, because it is incredibly important. Obviously, when the client is coming to see you for the first time, it should take a little bit longer, your assessment phase, because you want to have them sign the consent form. You want to go over the instructions, the aftercare instructions with them. When they're your regular client, you're kind of going to know them a little bit more, and so the assessment part is going to take less time. But when it's your first time client, it's really important to get to know them. So I would set aside at least minimum 5 to 10 minutes if it's your first time client, even 15 minutes, just to assess them, talk to them, figure out who they are, what their needs are, what their wants are, their previous experiences, and a couple of other questions that I'm gonna help you determine that you need to ask. When it's a client that you already know, this is going to take a little bit less time because you already know them. So you can just ask them, "Oh, are we doing the same volume fill as last time?" And they're going to say yes, or they're going to say, "No, actually, you know what, I want to try classic," or "You know what, this time can we do a lash lift," or whatever. So, but the important takeaway from this video is that you should always assess your client. So based on my experience, from what you've heard, you know, I'm probably not going to go back to that lash girl. Even though she did a great job with my classic set, I feel like the communication was just not there. And it's really important to communicate with your clients. It's really important to determine what their needs are. So would I go back? Probably not. That is just the honest truth. And so if you guys want to avoid making that mistake, I'm going to show you what let's look at the chart and see what, how, and what do you assess with any client that you see. So first of all, the first question I would ask is, have they ever had any reaction to either a lash service, like a lifting, or to a lash extension service? If they have, I would definitely not do their lashes, and explain to them that it's just simply not safe, and the chance that another reaction will occur is pretty high. Clients don't assume that clients necessarily know this. They may not know this. They're not a doctor, they're not a nurse, they're not a lash artist. So, their previous lash artist might have not explained that to them necessarily. So this is why it's important to explain to them, listen, if you've ever had a reaction, it's important that you let me know. So that would be the absolute first question that I would ask. Then, the next question that I would actually ask them is, are they aware and are they okay with regular maintenance? So it's important to explain that lash extensions are not permanent, despite what some clients may think. Because they are sometimes marketed as permanent lash extensions, but they're not permanent. They will require refills every 2 to 3 weeks. Even though this seems like common sense and it seems like something so obvious, it may not be for someone who's getting their lashes for the first time. A client may tell you, oh, actually, I don't really have the time to come every 2 to 3 weeks. I have a baby at home and I just don't have that type of time. Or they may say, yeah, I'd rather not. I'd rather just do them once and then I'm not gonna come back for refills. They may also opt for a actual lifting because, with the lifting, they don't necessarily have to come back in 2 to 3 weeks. So it's important to explain that the refills are going to be necessary, so that once again, you're setting their expectations up, because you don't want them calling you in 2 to 3 weeks telling you, oh, you said they were going to be permanent, all my lashes have fallen out. But the truth is, you never said that they were going to be permanent. You just didn't explain that they weren't going to be. You see the nuance, the difference here? And so it is really important to explain that, because trust me, it will happen. Not everyone knows that lash extensions need refills. Okay, so there's that. And then the other key is to explain to them about the aftercare. Explain to them, listen, you're gonna have to take care of your lashes. If you want them to last, you're gonna need to brush your lashes, wash your lashes, not rip out your lashes, sleep on your back, don't rub your eyes too much, essentially, wear a mask if you can, that will preserve your lashes when you sleep. So that they're aware of this. It's important to mention that at the beginning of the appointment, so that it has time to sink in while they're getting their lashes done, and at the end of the appointment as well. And ideally give them some kind of card with the instructions written down, because let me tell you, even if you do all these 3 things, you're still gonna have a large proportion of your clients that will not do what you told them to do. And so at least if you have it written down and you mentioned it at least twice, you increase the chances of them following those instructions. Because let me tell you, who are they gonna blame if their lashes fall out? It's not gonna be them, it's gonna be you. So if you do your job and you actually educate them, the chances of them blaming you, or actually they're most likely still going to blame you, but the chances of their lashes lasting and them actually following the instructions increase. So this is why it's also extremely important. And then you may also have some clients that will tell you, listen, no, I'm the chances, like, I don't really want to do the aftercare. It happens rarely. Most of the time they just tell you they will do it and then they just don't do it. But there are times that some will tell you, like, no, this is too much upkeep, too much maintenance, let's just do a lash lifting. So it's fine, as long as the expectations are set and they know what to expect. This is ideal. Then the next question I would ask is, tell me about your habits. What's your lifestyle like? Are you a really, like, you're gonna get the vibe when you're talking to them, and the way they're dressed, the way their hair is done, their makeup. Like, you can just ask them, like, what's your lifestyle like? Where do you work? Let's say you won't necessarily do the same kind of set of lashes on a nurse who is very natural looking, who works in the hospital, who likes to wear her hair in a ponytail, and just jog a lot, rather than someone like a girl that works at a restaurant and, like, she wears a lot of makeup. Once again, this is totally a stereotype, because the nurse that works in the hospital may love to have her lashes mega volume and, like, have everything really bright, and then the girl that works in a restaurant might like to have her lashes done naturally. So once again, this is why you can't really assume. You have to ask. Okay, what's your lifestyle like? What's your work like? Do you like to have a girl next door kind of look, or do you prefer to have your lashes really dramatic? And they will usually tell you. And ask from their previous experience. Have you ever had your lashes done before? What did you like and not like about your previous experiences? What would you have preferred your lash artist to have done the previous times that she didn't do? And that will give you a lot of information about how to please them, how to make them happy with this appointment, and how to ensure that they're going to become your regular client. So it's important to assess that. It's important to assess. You can also ask them, can you show me some pictures from my Instagram, from my portfolio, of the kinds of lashes that you like? And ask them to show you 2 or 3 pictures, and then you can look through together and decide, okay, this will work for you, because your lashes are pretty thick and strong. Or a girl that comes in with really, really weak lashes and wants like a super full mega volume set, you may need to explain to her, look, I'm sorry, but this is not going to be possible at the moment. You may need to use a lash serum for a month or 2 and then come back and we'll try again. But if you don't evaluate it, and if you just give her like a classic set, she's going to be really disappointed when she opens her eyes and sees that, oh, this is it. Like, I was really hoping for a really mega volume look, because I don't know, I have a party or a wedding or whatever coming up. So this is why you really should take the time at the beginning of the appointment to evaluate their expectations and listen. Don't talk, just listen. Don't talk over them. Don't tell them what you think is going to be best for them. Yes, of course you can give your opinion, but the most important part is listening and really trying to understand where they're coming from, trying to understand what they want. Listening. This is the key takeaway that you should take from this video, is to assess and to listen at the beginning of the appointment. Because if you don't do that, the chances of your client being satisfied when she opens her eyes decrease, because you didn't listen, you didn't figure out what is it that she wants. And especially 10 years ago, when there was like only one look available in lashes, like it was mostly like classic or like a very light volume. But now there's so many different looks. There's colored lashes, there's wispy lashes, there's super long lashes, there's like the messy look lashes, there's like mega volume, hybrid, classic. there's what her friend had. Like, there's just so many options. There's the lifting. So, you know, you really need to evaluate properly what is it that they want. Another thing you can do is actually print out some pictures in like a little book of your looks, of the kinds of looks that you offer, and when they come to your appointment, give it to them, show it to them, and have them pick exactly what it is that they want. Another really fun way of doing it is actually getting one of those lookbooks where you have the different types of curls and the different types of diameters, where the client can actually see it and touch the lashes and tell you, okay, I really like this. Or they can point to you and tell you, I want this, I want the classic, I want the mega volume. And so expectations are set once again from the beginning. If it's not possible for them, you can explain why it's not possible. You can show it to them in a book, and with them actually being able to touch the different diameters and curls. So it's actually going to be really, really beneficial for you guys to do that. And so the next thing that's really important to evaluate is the health of the client's lashes. Naturally, someone who has really weak lashes will not be able to get, you know, necessarily a really full mega volume set. And I know that some lash artists will still do it, but the thing is, you should really think long term rather than short term. Yes, okay, if you do it now and you get that client's $200 or however much you charge for a mega volume, but then 2 months, 3 months down the line, they get gaps in their lashes, and you know they lose and their lashes break. They're not going to be very happy with you. Rather than if you educate them and you tell them to use a serum to take a little break, to, you know, wait it out, or explain why, you know, a natural classic set might be more suitable for them, they're going to trust you, and you will have developed a trusting relationship, and they will actually come back to you more, even if they cheat on you and they go and see another lash artist in the meantime and get that mega volume set that they wanted, and then their lashes fall out, and then they will remember and they will say, aha, she told me it wasn't a good idea, and I still did it, and I, you know, learned from my mistake. And so they will trust you, and they will eventually come back to you. So it's really important to develop that relationship of trust, and the best way of doing this is by educating them, assessing and educating. And if you don't think that it's the right solution for them to get like a really heavy set, don't do it, because it's gonna come back and hurt you in the end, long term. Just think of the long term always. Even if the client tells you, this is absolutely what I want, I want the lashes long, 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 20 millimeters. I mean, you know, if you do it, the client will have consequences, and down the road you can have consequences too, which is, you know, the client is gonna like be upset with you at the end of the day. So evaluate the health of their lashes. You can see in the chart, you know, if their lashes are healthy or regular, you can there's different options that you can choose. But if their lashes are weak, definitely I would go on the lighter side in terms of sets, like, you know, classic or lifting, or very light hybrid.